Returning to my Coin Lady channel, I am pleased to see you again. XRP is going to be our topic. I will also mention a couple of other things that are happening. This is from Eleanor Tourette, who just transitioned from an enforcement role to an advocacy one for Fox Business. What an ex-SEC lawyer discovered about bridging the crypto barrier. Having worked for the SEC for 8 years as a lawyer, this woman came to one conclusion upon joining the crypto industry: everyone is seeking answers and a way ahead. As long as cryptocurrency remains unregulated, though, Gary had little interest in outlining a course of action. Nothing would stop him from unilaterally continuing to crack down on cryptocurrency. Ultimately, the clarity of regulations is paramount. The first big announcement will be about clarifying regulations. A few $1 trillion in market capitalization might increase within weeks as a result of this, as it will attract many institutions that have been waiting on the sidelines. The next logical step is for the IMF and the Fed to publicly support XRP. These older posts actually foretell future events. It required a great deal of foresight to perceive where we are now, but now it's crystal evident. All the Ripple rails are now visible to you. The integration of XRP and XLM is becoming clear to you. Q&T's role in this and similar cryptocurrencies becomes clear. Things will shift rapidly once regulations are more clear. The days of Bitcoin dominating this market will soon be over. Thanks to David's action, the Ripple CTO has addressed the problems surrounding XRP usage. He argues that in order for a public ledger to be secure against spam assaults, a scarce asset must be used to pay transactions. This prevents attackers from flooding the system with an unending amount of junk. XRP is the exclusive medium of exchange on the XRP ledger. Unless the regulations are changed, no transaction can take place on the XRP ledger without XRP. People always attempt to claim that something else will replace XRP, but in reality, none of those things will. The XRP ledger is immutable and cannot be altered without XRP. We become wealthy in that way. All of this has been planned out since 1988, when this patent was filed. This is the initial point. We arrived at our current position because of this. Because of their impending need for liquidity, the BRICS-Pay wholesale CBDC makes XRP and Ripple an ideal fit. We'll need to add a trust layer for them. For all eternity, XRP will be locked away in this enormous liquidity pool that BRICS will be using every single day. Since the media has twisted the truth about crypto implementation so much, it's helpful to remember when it wasn't as front and center. In order to gain a better comprehension, I'm not a fan of how the World Economic Forum Center for the Fourth Industrial Revolution matches with what Chris Larsen said about the Fourth Industrial Revolution, which is also code for the Great Reset. Here you may observe our technological domains: artificial intelligence, AI, machine learning, ML, autonomous systems, AS, bioeconomics, B, climate, agritech, the metaverse, DST, space, quantum, digital inclusion, DL, digital safety, TS, data economics, DE, and policy. We are already well into this shift into the digital age, and this is just the beginning. They probably put the year 2030 on it a long time ago, but I imagine that number has changed quite a bit since then. Another revolution is also underway, and this will only be a year or two away. Growing numbers of Republicans are opposed to the federal government. The Fed is about to come to an end, according to Mike Lee. Even if there wasn't much support for it at first, 23 other people are now on board with ending the federal. Furthermore, I believe this was always intended. That's why the Treasury has begun to exert more influence over the Federal Reserve, and I'm still of the belief that Janet Yellen will be the one to unveil the digital dollar. It might even be the upcoming new Treasury dollar, in my opinion. A false sense of wealth. It's a wild collapse for the American economy. What we perceive is, in fact, an illusion. You tune into the news on national television and hear nothing but positive economic news, such as a significant decline in inflation, but when you hit the grocery store, you see that this is all just baloney. They claim the economy is in the midst of a rebound, a gentle landing, and a miracle that the Federal Reserve orchestrated. This whole fairy tale is a hoax, though, as any rational person with expenses to pay can see. Government fake numbers are just a smokescreen for the real economy's implosion. By silencing the populace, they put Congress to sleep. A collision is imminent, and it was obvious to you. At this point, everyone is sounding the alarm. They're advising you to get ready for what's to come, but you're already ready. You have invested in XRP. As soon as this crash occurs, the system will transition to the new one. Everyone is talking about different rails and parallel rails, and I believe that's what crypto holders will be using if their cryptocurrencies are regulated. When that new system is up and running, you're going to be rich. You could even break away from the CBDC and universal basic income systems. In the long run, anything that doesn't adhere to crypto laws will be considered obsolete. Also, be prepared to shell out a fair penny for anything that fits those criteria. People will become the new 1% in the cryptocurrency market, as I've been telling you in one of my earliest XRP videos. The future is in the hands of the privileged, and we are entrusted with their investments. The second security scam has led to the guilty plea of a former SEC lawyer who turned stock fraudster in 2023. The fact that these SEC workers had criminal convictions is refreshing, you know. This is the same group that has often claimed to be standing out for individual investors. When we invest, they often put money into the same things we're putting money into. The key distinction is that they sell immediately before suing the business. Just before the news broke that Russia published a new crypto law strengthening state control over digital assets, it's likely that many people at the SEC who had XRP sold it. This was after the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit began. Crypto mining, specifically Bitcoin mining, is also falling under their influence. This is also being done by other countries that produce bricks. The Bitcoin maxi immediately thought it was fantastic. BRICS will begin mining Bitcoin soon. Do not do this. The reason Russia is now taking this tack is likely due to the impending limits on Bitcoin by major economies, like the United States, the United Kingdom, and the European Union. Russia, the US, and everyone else are still conspiring to hasten our transition to the new monetary system, in my opinion. For the simple reason that China and Russia would not have brought up CBDCs in 2022 if they weren't trying to steer us in that direction. While they would normally be discussing something quite different in response to CBD's views, their current course of action indicates that they are speeding up the transition to a new financial system, with Japan transferring $3 billion to Ukraine from its frozen Russian assets. As a result, Japan appears to be siding with NATO. Everything is fitting together, as Russia will inevitably respond to this development, and the transition to the new financial system will be expedited. Launching a CBDC is probably going to take less time than expected. Once the BRICS start making similar pronouncements, the United States will eventually declare that time is of the essence. We need to gain steam as we enter the digital era. Concurrently, the most elite, including the IMF and all others, will also quicken their pace. You can see how it's all going according to plan. But as I've told you before, you're an XRP investor, do nothing, and hold on to this cryptocurrency, and you'll become rich as this plays out. So, be patient. Have a positive outlook, and let's amass wealth together. Seeing my video is an honor. When you're done, hit that subscribe button and let me know what you think.